Hello and welcome to the 6th episode of the Backburners. I'm Dylan Sherman.
And I'm Sam Tiller. We want to thank you for lending your beautiful ears for another nonstop hour of sports entertainment.
Yay! And let's not forget our handsome producer, Fabio. How you doing?
Doing fantastic.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
How was your 4th?
It was good. Just a nice North Idaho 4th. I think it's the most American 4th of July you could possibly have.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's some skinheads up there.
Yeah. I would not be welcome in that part of the state.
Well, you'd be more welcome than some.
There's a brief moment this weekend where a person we were with, we were on a boat, and they saw a boat going by with a bunch of Trump flags and like yelled like, "Hey, cocksucker," like something like that. And we're all just like, whoa. You might be able to get away with that down south, but up here, like people, like you actually get shot over things like that.
Oh, big time.
On the 4th, and people are all drunk and riled up on a 32-foot yacht. Yeah, you're not going to tell them Trump sucks on that day.
Yeah, and that's the day I think where everyone collectively is like, patriotism makes my dick hard.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
everyone puts their beliefs aside, and they're just like, you know what? Let's just do the white trash things we all know and love.
Right.
Yeah, it's like America is good for at least one day for everyone.
It's also a day where I can wear my American flag Speedo and not be judged.
I was so disappointed when you put that on.
Yeah, well,
I've just seen it way too many times that I'm just like, okay, like I don't need to see an American flag Speedo just in my face for hours and hours at a time.
But that's how I show my love of country.
There are way better ways to do it than wearing a Speedo.
Well, it's up to
And you wear it
interpretation.
on not just the 4th, too. Like, you wear it whenever you want to. You wear it on the river here.
That's right, because I own it, and it's mine.
It's disgusting.
It's not. Anyways, this is a sports podcast hosted by two former jocks whose sports knowledge is a mile wide and an inch deep. And whether it's breaking down the latest slate of professional, college, and obscure sports, or debating the best game day traditions, we've got you covered. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Backburners Pod, and give us a listen on Spotify, Amazon Music, and sweet Apple Pods. Let's get into it.
I disagree.
Yeah, it's your prompt, so why don't you go right ahead there,
It
pal?
is. So, if you are in tune with the world at all, you know that Space Jam 2 is coming out, I believe, next Friday, July 17th. And it's LeBron, and it's the Toon Squad, and you got a bunch of villains like Dame Lillard, and I think Sue Bird, and Clay. And I think it's going to absolutely flop flat on its face for two reasons. The first is the trailers look fucking horrible. I mean, the acting just isn't good. LeBron, he can't act. That's a pretty well-known fact. But like the little bit of the clips that I've seen from it, it looks horrendous. So I think it's going to be bad because of that. And number two is it has LeBron in it. And you think that that's going to be a big selling point for this movie. I don't. For one big reason. The ratings for the NBA playoffs have skyrocketed ever since the Lakers lost to the Suns. People are sick of him. They don't want to see him in their free time. Like, they're not going to support him in things that he does because, like, if you don't like LeBron, you don't like everything about him, and you're not going to support him. And so if you are, like around our age, or if you're older and you're an NBA fan, but you don't like LeBron and your kids are like, hey, I want to go see Space Jam 2, they're not going to go to the movies and pay $15 to watch just a horrendous movie. It looks so bad, and LeBron is so controversial nowadays. I think it's going to be an absolute flop.
Well, I think that you're blinded by your hatred.
I don't.
And I disagree with you 100%. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, first of all, I think we need to define what a flop is. Are we saying that a flop is that it's not going to make its money back?
I think it'll make its money back, but I don't.
Well, what's considered a flop?
that's pretty hard to define because like I don't know like Hollywood and like how much like a movie makes to be like, oh, it was successful.
Oh, you can do ticket, all based off ticket sales.
Right, but like how many ticket sales classify it as like a big movie?
You basically just look off, let's see. You basically just take the budget for the movie.
I don't think that's come out yet.
I imagine it was huge because of how much CGI they have to use and that kind of stuff.
100. Oh, that was for the original. They spent $150 million on the first one.
Oh my God.
No, I think it was. Only 80.
Is this one? Is this one Space Jam: A New Legacy? Is that the name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the budget was. One place says 150 million. The other place says 1.61. Who cares? They're pretty close. But
that sounds right.
So they spent $150 million. So I basically think they call it they just whatever they make over 150 million is the profit, obviously. But I think I don't think they shoot it making as much as people think. Like I don't think they're trying to make like $300 million in sales. Like it's probably closer to like 200 million.
Right.
As long as they covered their costs, it's a success, I think is how the movie biz goes. As long as you didn't lose money making it, it's a win. Kind of.
Yeah, but like you have like huge movies. Like Interstellar was massive.
Avatar, Avengers Endgame.
Avengers,
Titanic.
Harry Potter. Like those are like huge movies. But then you have like good movies that like aren't like massive, but like enough people went and saw them. I think the theaters are going to be empty in Space Jam. I really do. They're not going to be full. It's not going to be in theaters for very long. And I don't even know, like, I mean, here in Idaho, we're 100% open, but like in California and New York, like, are they still like limiting capacity in some of like these public places, especially like a movie theater? Because they're still limiting it at sports games. Granted, there's, 50, 60,000 people at sports games, but they could still be limiting the seating at theaters as well. It could very well happen.
They're going to do the home buy thing.
Is it going to be on HBO?
Probably. It's going to be somewhere like that where you can spend $30 and watch it at home. So you don't have to take your annoying kids to the movie theater with you. You can just buy it at home. But like still, I don't think you make nearly as much money as you do off doing it at the theater.
No, because they charge what? A movie ticket's like $15.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's also, they're saying too online that that for this movie, they had to spend approximately like $50 million extra because of COVID.
Wow.
Yeah. So it like literally added a third to their budget pretty much just because of COVID restrictions.
Can I make my points now?
Yes, go for it. You asked the question. We were just exploring it.
So I disagree. I think it's going to be a hit. I don't think it's going to be a hit in terms of it being a great movie. I think that it's going to not be a flop because think about the past year. We haven't been able to go to any sort of movies. And you and I and Bubba went to, it was Tuesday movies was always a thing.
Yeah, because they were $5.
$5 movie nights. So we'd see a bunch of movies. Now that was taken away from us for an entire year. And it's the summertime. Summertime is when the big movies are out. And I think this Space Jam is a summer blockbuster in every sense of the word because the movie is featuring the entire Warner Brothers universe. You have references to Game of Thrones. You have Hanna-Barbera cartoons like the Flintstones. You have Scooby-Doo, King Kong, the DC comic universe. It's all going to be in this movie. The Matrix, Wizard of Oz. And I think it's a summer blockbuster. And I don't necessarily agree with the idea of a summer blockbuster, especially this one, because it just jam packs so much movie into 90 minutes. And like watching the trailers, I was watching it today. Wow, it's a lot of movie. And that was a 2-minute and 50-second trailer. But I think with the hype around it and with the nostalgia of the original Space Jam, couple that with the fact that we've all been locked inside and haven't been able to go see movies in the past year. People are fucking itching to get out. And I think that this is going to be a hit at the box office. Not necessarily the greatest acting, but I do think that LeBron is a better actor than MJ in the original Space Jam. Michael Jordan was not a great actor because you know why? Because he's not an actor. But
neither is LeBron.
But LeBron was also in Trainwreck, the movie Trainwreck with Amy Schumer and Bill Hader.
Didn't he have like a 2-minute cameo in that movie?
It was more than that. It was definitely more than that.
Oh, okay.
But
I never saw that.
And
movie,
it was actually, he was actually pretty good. Like he was, I mean, you need to watch. You can't give me that face without watching it. Boo,
Come
boo
on.
to your face, boo to your face all the time. I disagree with you. I think that it's going to be an absolute mega hit due to the circumstances of the world and the fact that it's summertime and all of the big movies are released in summer.
But also, you have Black Widow coming out on Friday.
You do.
And that is going to run the box office for 3 weeks. That's what everybody's going to want to go see.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Their timing on it probably couldn't be worse.
Well, I think they had to push it back.
Well, yeah, they did. I mean, everybody had to push their movies back. But their timing on it couldn't be worse because you got Black Widow, which is going to be huge for Marvel and Disney because every Marvel movie is coming out this week. And then next week, you have Space Jam coming out, and people are still going to be going to see Black Widow.
Yeah.
And I would much rather watch Scarlett Johansson in tight clothes for 2 hours than a shitty LeBron James movie for an hour and a half.
I don't disagree with you there, but I'm just saying that I don't think Space Jam: A New Legacy is going to be a flop. Just with the nostalgia of the brand of Space Jam, they were able to target kids who grew up in the 90s who saw the original one, and now they're able to get kids now. I think that it's too big to fail. And we all said that the big banks were too big to fail back in 2008, and then we had a recession. So what the fuck do I know?
Well, and that, like, kind of what you're saying, like, if I had kids now and they wanted to go see Space Jam 2, there's no way I'm paying $45, $60 for, like, let's say a family of 4 just for movie tickets. That doesn't include your $8 popcorn and your $6 Coke to go in. Like, there's no way I'm spending almost $80 for a family of 4 to go see that movie. And I think a lot of people that feel the way I do about LeBron are not going to spend that money to go see that movie. They might be like, hey, let's wait till it comes out on Amazon and we can buy it for $3.
Again, I think you're blinded by your hatred. That means you're a Sith Lord.
I think it really just comes down to how good the movie is.
It's going to be garbage.
Oh, well, word of mouth is everything, though. But they have such a big legacy they're upholding. It's Space Jam 2. Like, they obviously haven't made one in forever for a reason. So, I feel like they're going to they probably put a bunch of money into, making sure it does the brand justice and everything. But if it doesn't, sometimes when they try to make a second movie of anything, it's always trash sometimes because it didn't need a second movie. So I feel like they had to have done this. It was calculated enough that it's got to be at least decent, And
that's kind of the trend that we're seeing in Hollywood and all these different streaming services is that things are being brought back. There's sequels. I think it's just a trend that's kind of hot right now because people want to have that nostalgia again. They want to relive those feelings of being a kid and going into the movie theaters and seeing Michael Jordan dunk on the Monstars. It was a great movie.
It was.
I love Space Jam.
Yeah, it's fine.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
But how many sequels can you name where you're like, okay, that's actually good?
Deadpool 2.
Fast and Furious 9.
It's all about family.
That's a hot take right there. I'm thinking Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
What else?
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2 is pretty good.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, but can you count Marvel movies as sequels though? Because it's all
it's one long story.
Exactly. It's one huge universe.
Also, those were pre-written by comic book artists years ago, so they're actually quality, long laid out stories. The problem is when they take a movie that they only wrote one movie, and then after they're like, oh, we could probably just run this into a second one, and it's like, no, you can't. Also, I have another question about Space Jam. Do you think LeBron is too early in his career to be doing this? Because Michael Jordan was out, he played baseball, and he was golfing when they made the Space Jam movie. He was retired from the Bulls.
Well, I think so. I personally think that once LeBron retires, that's what he's going to be doing. Is he's going to be super Hollywood, and be a producer on a bunch of different projects. Like he already has a show right now, The Barber Shop, which is really good. When
It's just called The Shop.
it's The Shop.
The Shop.
The Shop.
Yeah.
Sorry. They bring in different athletes and get different perspectives. It's a great show.
Right. And I think that's why that was part of his decision to move to LA and play for the Lakers is because he was like, I can grow my brand beyond just basketball.
Yeah. And no, I don't think it's too early. I think, you might as well cash in while you're still hot. But I think it's going to be his second career is going to be very much in Hollywood and visual projects.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, LeBron's going to be relevant till the day he dies.
And after.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, he's that big of an athlete. He's that big of a name. So it's probably not too early for him. But, I mean, even if like Michael Jordan's still relevant just because he owns the Hornets. But, like, even if he didn't own the Hornets, he'd still be relevant.
He's still Michael Jordan.
Exactly. He's still Michael Jordan. People are still going to talk about him. He put out The Last Dance. It was huge. It was great. So LeBron's going to be relevant no matter what he does. Because, like, dude, he was at his son's basketball game, like, this weekend or late last week. And there were, like, so many videos of him just, like, at his son's basketball game. I was like, is this really, like, ESPN newsworthy right now? Probably not, but it's LeBron, so it is.
Right. Well, we'll see. The jury will be out on this. I disagree. I guess we'll have to come back and revisit and see who won.
Right, but kind of like you were saying, it's kind of hard to define like what a flop of a movie is.
There'll be a news outlet that'll let you know if it's a flop or not.
True.
Yeah.
True.
It's going to be such a highly anticipated thing that I think that it's going to be the topic of Hollywood.
Okay.
Let's get into some hot, spicy takes.
Spicy.
Do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. The Euros.
Oh, fuck. Wait, preface this. Listeners, he's about to talk about soccer. So if you want to skip the next 20 minutes, feel fucking free.
No, I'm not going to talk for 20 minutes.
Timestamps will be in the description.
Good. Good. We need those.
The Euros have been fantastic. We're in the semifinals. Italy just beat Spain today. It was an absolutely fantastic game. My hot take is Denmark is going to beat England, and then they're going to beat Italy in the final. And there's one big thing that is telling me this is going to be true. The teams that are doing well in this tournament are the teams that have this cohesion. And I don't know if there's a more cohesive team in the world right now than Denmark because of what happened to them in their first match in the Euros. Christian Eriksen going into cardiac arrest on the fucking field. I watched that game. It was horrifying. Shout out to that athletic trainer and all of the medical staff there because they said he was gone on the field. So, like, he was flatlining. So,
Jesus.
like, they did such an amazing job. They earn every single cent. And ever since then, Denmark, like, they were already a tight-knit group before that moment. But now they are so together because they had to come together. How do you continue to play that game after something like that happens? They suspended the game for like an hour and a half, and then they got right back into it, and they ended up losing, and then they won their final group stage match to advance into the knockout round. And ever since then, they have gotten some favorable draws, but I just think that they're so together right now, just like Italy is, because Italy is a very cohesive team, and they all love each other, and they're all super, super tight. I just think that it's almost like a destiny for them to win this, and it would be one of the greatest sports stories of the past decade, I'd say. I mean, just incredible. A team just coming out of nowhere without their leader, their main guy to create their offense. I hope it's going to happen. The game against England is going to be very, very hard, because they're playing in London. So it's going to be probably 70% England fans. So it's going to be tough, but I think they strike early because England has looked vulnerable. Granted, they beat the shit out of Sweden, but I mean, come on.
There's something about adversity that brings people together no matter what industry you're in, no matter what happens to you. There's something about adversity that brings people together. And it's a very weird concept that sadness and horribleness can actually make things better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not 100% sold on England. They love to shit the bed in big moments. They just like cannot get over the hump in these major tournaments. And they shit the bed in the 2016 World Cup. It was the 2018 World Cup. And like outside of Harry Kane and who's their other freaking striker? I don't know. But yeah, Denmark is going to win tomorrow. So if you like to sports bet on it.
Hammer that line.
Hammer that line, baby.
What is the line?
I highly doubt Denmark is favored.
All right. Well, that's a nice little hot take. Are you ready for my hot take?
I am.
My hot take. The city of Seattle will get an NBA team in the next 5 years. Listen here. I'm a Seattle native. I was a little too young when the Sonics moved away to have a deep understanding of what was going on. But it's so messed up that the city of Seattle does not have a basketball team right now. So the last time the Sonics played in Key Arena was April 13th, 2008. And there was a whole lot of controversy with the sale of the team. So at the time, the owner of the team was Howard Schultz, who was the former CEO of Starbucks. And the biggest problem with the whole situation was that Key Arena, the arena where the Sonics played, was so dilapidated and disgusting. It was a gross arena.
It was just so old.
It was so old. It hadn't been updated in like 30 years. It was not up to the NBA standards. And so Howard Schultz, so the NBA said, hey, you need to update the arena to fit our new standards. And it's expensive. $300 million was the proposed budget to upgrade the arena.
And
seems kind of low for a stadium.
Right, you would think.
Like in today's standards.
Right.
But that was also what, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's way more now, and that money falls on the taxpayer, doesn't it?
Right. So essentially, Howard Schultz kind of publicly shopped this idea where he said, hey, if we can't raise the money to, upgrade Key Arena, I'm going to sell the team. And didn't raise the money, and there was a kind of a final ditch effort led by Steve Ballmer, who at the time, was still a Microsoft executive, who now owns the Clippers. That fucking lunatic.
I love watching him on the sidelines.
He is a maniac, but he kind of led a final ditch effort to cover half of the cost. They weren't able to do it. The team was sold to an Oklahoma City-based businessman named Clay Bennett, who now, I don't know if he still owns the team, but at the time, he brought the team to Oklahoma City to become the Thunder. And the problem is that expansion in the NBA won't happen until at least 2025, because that's when their current TV rights deal goes until. And so the NBA isn't thinking about expansion until then. But when they are thinking of expansion, Seattle should be at the top of the fucking list.
Absolutely, it should.
And there were rumors and murmurs of, not murmurs, that's a heart murmur.
Yeah.
Not a murmur. Let's,
rumors. Just stick with that.
How about rumors that Seattle was maybe going to get the Kings because they had some issues with renegotiating the lease on their arena in Sacramento. And then there were also rumors of the Pelicans moving to Seattle.
Really?
I think it was the Pelicans because I guess there were some issues down there. But obviously they fell through. And now there's a group led by a guy named Chris Hansen in Seattle, who's leading a group of investors to push the NBA to come back to Seattle, and Russell Wilson is actually involved in that group financially. But it's criminal that Seattle doesn't have a team. They're the 12th largest media market in the country, and they have such a presence in the sports world. They have the Seattle Storm, who are a very good, like one of the best WNBA teams in the league. They have the Seattle Seahawks, go Hawks, and they have the Sounders, who are also very good. I don't know anything about soccer, but I know that the Sounders, the MLS, the Sounders are really good. I think.
They're. I mean, they've won a lot of the MLS titles. Take that for what it's worth, because it is the MLS, but Seattle is a huge soccer city.
It's a massive market with media. You have all of the tech companies. You have Nintendo, Amazon, Starbucks, Boeing, all of these giant conglomerates. Twitter has a giant campus in Seattle. The fact that there's not an NBA team is fucking criminal.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of people in Seattle that are still salty about the fact that,
and they should
that
be.
the Sounders left. Yeah.
That it was taken away from them because a bunch of rich guys didn't want to fucking pay. Like,
right.
Are you serious? In the words of Matthias Waro.
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
Like the owner of Starbucks couldn't fork out $300 million.
Do you think the owner of Starbucks cares about National Basketball Association?
No, but he did say in a book, or I don't know what it was, but selling the Sonics was the biggest regret of his professional life.
Yeah, because if you remodel it for $300 million, yeah, it's a lot, but you're going to make that money back eventually in ticket sales, merch, and hot dogs and beer.
Also, what arena was it?
It was Key Arena, but now I think Amazon.
It's still the Key Arena, right?
No, it's not anymore.
Didn't they tear it down?
They blew it up. My parents have pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
They exploded they completely blew it up from the inside. My parents have like 5 pictures of it going down. It's actually kind of cool because it was like one of the last like intentional explosions of a building in the United States. So they blew it up and then they leveled it and then they built the new Key Arena on top of it.
Right. So now it's called, I think Amazon has a majority stake. I don't know what you want to call it. Maybe not ownership, but they have the rights.
Okay.
They probably just own the physical land.
Right. And now, and Seattle's actually getting an NHL team, the Seattle Kraken, here soon. So the thought is, hey, they're building a new arena.
Right. And like
bring over an NBA team.
Yeah, and so many NHL teams play in basketball arenas.
Right.
Because they just put some protective coating down, lay the ice, and you're good
Also,
to
it's
go.
not just a basketball arena. It's a concert venue.
Yep.
It's like you could do whatever sports you want in there. The high school teams could do the state championship there. Like it could be so many other, like it's more than just an NBA place to play, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I have I grew up in that arena. I used to go to Sonics games and they would get blown out horribly. And there was also something really nostalgic about sitting in a seat and thinking, I might get tetanus sitting here. There's something about that just kind of gives you a rush a little bit.
Okay.
The way you're talking about like how the Sonics were and how the stadium went down, it just reminds me of semi-pro. Just like the whole scheme, like we need enough investors to get this team going. Like there's only 4 people in the fans and it's the same 3 people every time.
That's another great movie. Have you ever seen Semi-Pro?
No.
Oh boy.
Oh, you would like it.
Oh, it's a Will Ferrell movie.
Oh, okay. Then I
It's
probably
like
would.
it's like Anchorman,
But
there's a
basketball.
but basketball.
Oh, okay.
It's very, very funny. Anyways, that was my hot take. Bada bing, bada boom. Please bring the Sonics back.
Do you think they'd call them the Supersonics?
Oh, yeah. There's so much nostalgia in Seattle. They're 100% going to be the Sonics.
I bet you they're not.
No. Oh, that's a fucking hot take.
And it's not because I don't. Everyone would want that, obviously, like bringing back the Supersonics. But with this, how the whole thing works with the NBA and the big corporations and stuff, I bet you there's some asshole that owns the trademark to Supersonics somewhere, and he will not sell it.
I think they're coming back as
when
the
the team
Sonics.
comes back. They're gonna be like, cool, like you guys can use the Supersonics name, but you just have to pay me $40 billion till the day I die. And they'll be like, maybe we'll just change it.
Well, so kind of what you're saying, Trav, the Pelicans used to be the Hornets, and that used to be the Charlotte team.
Right. They moved from Charlotte.
Yeah, they moved from Charlotte, and then Charlotte got an expansion team, and I can't even remember what they used to be called.
They used to be the Charlotte Bobcats.
The Bobcats, yes.
That was what Adam Morrison played on.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the what is now the Pelicans were like, Hornets doesn't really make sense for New Orleans, so we're going to go with the Pelicans. And Charlotte was like, okay, we're taking back the name Hornets. And since nobody is named the Supersonics, I definitely feel like Seattle would be the Supersonics.
But doesn't Oklahoma City Thunder technically own, like when they bought the team, I wonder if
No,
did they
because
buy the logo and everything with it, or does that
No.
stay with Seattle somehow?
Nope, stays with Seattle.
It's a totally different logo, totally different franchise.
The IP with everything Sonics related, it belongs to somebody in Seattle. I'm telling you right now, if there's an NBA team coming back to Seattle, they will be the Sonics. They're going to be repping the fucking green and gold. Boom. Bring them back. They're going to go 20-62 in the regular season. They're going to be a disappointment, but we got them back.
Yeah. And
go Sonics.
if this does happen, I hope they bring back those OG jerseys.
The red? Are you talking about the red jerseys?
No, just like the classic, like green and gold, but like the same logo with like the Space Needle in the middle of it. Like that logo is fucking sick.
Yeah, they had some alternate jerseys that were like kind of a dark maroon red. They were so nice.
I want it to happen.
I want it to happen. The city deserves it.
They do.
The people are maniacs. You've been to a Hawks game?
Nope.
No, you haven't. Then that's fine, but I have. The people there are fucking crazy. They're crazy about their teams. And they deserve the Sonics. Bring them back, please. Please. Anyways.
One more thing.
Oh, I got one more too.
I will agree with you that the people in Seattle are crazy. Go ahead, Trav.
Oh, I was going to say, I was looking up because everyone online saying the Seattle Supersonics are the most likely team to make a return to the NBA, like out of all the cities and stuff, mostly just because they actually have a history there compared to most cities. But they were saying Vegas might be a bit, if there's only one spot or it's limited or something, it's going to be between Vegas and Seattle. And Vegas has been really pushing for their sports scene recently. And I feel like they might take that.
That irks me.
What if
Vegas doesn't need anything else. They have gambling. They have the Raiders. They have all the shit that they need.
And they got the Golden Knights.
What else do they need? God.
Need more.
I think Vegas is such a great sports town, though.
It is,
It's
but like,
such a great
just
sports
give
town.
us-
Well, just because there's sports gambling there too.
Exactly. And they have like gambling centers in Allegiant Stadium too, which is awesome.
It's like the first legal sports bookie, like physical sports bookie in the world or something.
Yeah, you can literally get up from your seat at a Raiders game and go place a bet.
Hammer the under. Give me the under. Anyways, that's been hot take, and I'm a little upset. My childhood memories are manifesting themselves into my soul with Sonics games. Bring them back. Anyways, how about we do a little say what?
We'll say what?
A little say what?
The best segment.
Can I kick it off?
Yeah, I've been talking first for the last two segments, so go for it. Big Hoss.
Thank you, Big Hoss.
Pilgrim.
All right. Say what? This is a man who drove cars, and he drove cars real fast. And this man's name, Dick Trickle. Hee-wee! How are my screams, Trav? Are they a little too loud?
Well, luckily we record after hours, so I think we're good.
Good. I don't want to disrupt the business going on over here.
Oh yeah, if you had like a 3 o'clock recording, we'd probably be in some trouble, but sure. I think we're good.
This man was a NASCAR driver. He didn't get any wins in NASCAR though. He got a lot. He had a few victories outside of NASCAR. He had 32 American Speed Association wins, 70 wins in NASCAR's now defunct Elite Division, 2 USAC wins. There's a crazy story with Mr. Dick Trickle.
Okay.
It's an outrageous name.
It is.
Dick
it is.
Trickle.
How unfortunate would it be to have an actual Dick Trickle?
I have a dick trickle every morning. I consider a dick trickle, you know, when you pee and there's a little bit at the end.
Right.
I think that's what a dick. It's what a dick trickle is.
Right, but I'm talking about like a constant Dick Trickle.
Well, yeah, you know, I think you probably
It's
have
like
to go
a
to
broken faucet.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
So here's a pretty crazy story with Dick Trickle. So when he was 8 years old, he was playing tag with his cousin in the rafters of a house when it was under construction, and he fell 2 stories into his basement and broke his hip, and he was transferred to a local hospital. This is in Wisconsin, I believe. And I mean, he was in recovery for so long, and that every single doctor basically said, dude, you're going to be like, you're going to be wheelchair confined for the rest of your life. And that kind of gave him the fire to be like, fuck you guys, I'm walking. And he finally did. And let me see here.
So he almost had a permanent dick trickle.
He almost had a permanent dick trickle. And he walked with a slight limp for the rest of his life. And he spent 3 years in a cast from his waist to his foot.
Jesus.
And he mustered up the good old American spirit and said, you know what? I'm not just going to walk. I'm going to race cars in a circle.
Yeah, it's probably the most famous, unfortunate sports name.
This is really bad, but
I know what you're going to say.
do you think he only likes turning left because he walked with the limp so long?
Well, what was it? His left leg or his right leg that
These
he
are
walked with a
important
limp
questions. We need to know.
See that?
Because if his left leg was the one that was a little gimpy and he was leaning that way the whole time, it might make sense.
I don't have the answer to that question, but
That is fucked up.
God, Fabio.
We're not only attacking his name, we're attacking every part about him.
It's horrible. Well, shout out to Mr. Dick Trickle for
Mr. Trick.
Mr.
being
Tricky.
able to overcome partial paralysis.
Dicky Tricky. I'm desecrating his name.
Yeah, I mean, I've known about Dick Trickle for a long time.
How old is he?
He is not alive anymore.
Oh, so that, I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
He
but-
did take his own life.
Oh,
Wow.
So, anyways, we should probably...
This podcast just got real depressing. Sorry, everyone.
I'm sorry, Dick Trickle.
We're celebrating Mr. Trickle and all of his
are.
accomplishments.
I think he'd be happy to know that we're talking about him.
I think he would.
Yeah.
I think he would be excited that he's still relevant.
Yeah.
He is smiling down on Boise, Idaho right now.
He's driving circles up in heaven. Why don't you go?
Okay. Yeah, this is only going to get worse the longer we go. Fabian Assman.
Shoo-wee.
He's from Argentina, and he is a footballer or a soccer player. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got about him. Again, like, I keep picking people that have extremely limited Wikipedia pages. This guy's Wikipedia page is tiny. He was a goalkeeper. I don't think he ever played for the Argentinian national team. Yeah, but Fabian Assman, it's a great last name.
It is. And you would hope that he is a man of ass, that he preferred ass over breasts.
Yeah. But just think about that jersey. Like, he's just standing in the goal all game, and it just says ass man on his back.
Right. And when we talked about last week with, what was his name? Liddell Titcomb, Cannonball Titcomb. Trav, you mentioned that it would be badass to have a jersey that says Titcomb on the back. How legendary would it be to have a jersey with ass man?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I don't want to be put in a box like that.
Are you saying that you love every part of the body? You're not just picking and choosing which parts?
Every extremity.
Sure. I understand. It's a legendary last name.
It really is.
Assman would be a good one because I feel like you'd walk around and you'd like find some Karen or some mom or something and be like, "That's really inappropriate," and then you could be like, "All right, Google him. Like, he's a real guy. Like, I'm like you're the asshole. Why are you making fun of this guy's name?"
I think it would be legendary to be young in our age with a name like that, just because think about everything is like, like kind of barstool-y, social media, TFM, like that would be nothing but views and content. If your last name was Assman,
Yeah. Yeah. You
Like,
would
how
be
many
TikTok famous.
how many shitty jokes would be said?
Many.
Oh, I feel like we're the first generation of parents that's going to start integrating Instagram and Twitter handles into their kid's name. Like, that will be a consideration. Like,
So
could this be a funny handle? Like, is there a joke there? Or there's parents that even like reserve their kids' Instagram accounts right when they're born because they, like, I know a podcast I listen to, his kid's name is Parks. So they have the Instagram handle Jurassic Parks. He also likes dinosaurs, so it works out. But the kid's like 4, and he has an Instagram page. And it's like, yeah, we just really wanted to lock in that handle. Didn't want to lose it.
So are you saying that you're going to dictate what your kids' social media handles are?
No, I'm just saying I'm probably just going to name my kid like Travis Jr. 321. Like I'll just put numbers in his name.
Travis Jr. underscore 321.
It's like, yo, is it cool if you put underscores on the birth certificate? And they're like, that's not a letter. And you're like, yeah, but I kind of want to put it in there.
I hope that kid.
It says at.
I really hope your kid becomes a professional athlete so that we can talk about him on this podcast. Be like, Travis underscore Hochter 123. That's his fucking name.
Imagine your kid being enrolled in school on the first day, and the teacher's looking at the roll call. All right, we have Susie Schwartzman and Travis underscore Hochter.
Actually, the underscore silent.
It's just fuck you.
It's a silent underscore.
Oh Lord, I love Say What. It just makes me feel all sorts of serotonin.
It makes me feel good about my name.
It does. Thank you to Kim and Dan for naming me something normal. Did you know, fun fact, that if it wasn't Dylan, my name was going to be Tyler?
Wow.
I don't give off Tyler vibes.
No.
Kind of do.
What?
Honestly, I feel like your look gives off more of a Tyler look than your personality does, for sure.
Well,
I just couldn't imagine you being a Tyler.
no.
Well, obviously not. Once you know someone too much. The best is when you meet someone and you just try to guess their name before you know anything about them.
Right. Like I love. There's nothing better than when you meet somebody and they tell you their name and it's like, oh, that's perfect. So like Matthias, we have a friend named Matthias Warrow, who my long-standing theory is that he's not a human being, that he is an alien species of some sort who crashed on planet Earth and took a human form and decided to study us. And he came really, really close, like 90% there. But there's that little 10% that he's just not a human.
No, he's not.
He doesn't. He sometimes does things that aren't necessarily human.
No.
But his name, Matthias Warrow.
And what's his brother's name?
Winslow.
Winslow's fire. That's kind of a sexy name.
That's a really cool
is.
name.
Yeah.
It's a unique name.
It is.
But people can understand it. Matthias, though, you always have to pronounce it and spell it. And
Matthias Warrow.
Matthias Warrow. Yeah,
Matthias Warrow.
I like how you have to do the face thing as you say it.
Are you serious?
Dylan J, are you serious?
He's gonna love this shout out.
He's going to love it.
It's really going to prove if he listens to the whole podcast or not.
Ooh, that's true. We shouldn't tell him.
Don't tell him.
No.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him. So you're talking about your almost name. I have a way better almost name than you.
Oh boy, what is it?
Have you ever seen the Western Lonesome Dove?
Why would I ever have seen that?
Because it's a great movie.
Young man, I grew up in the city.
It's a fantastic movie. It's like 3 parts, I think. So it's like almost 8 hours long. But one of the main characters is named Augustus.
No.
My father wanted to name me Augustus. And when he told my mother that, she started crying. And she said, absolutely fucking not. And so they settled on Sam. And instead, we named our childhood dog Gus. So just imagine if I was named Gus.
Dude, there's so
Honestly,
much.
I was thinking you would shorten that to Augie.
That could be another one.
That's a real name.
Augie,
Yeah.
It's not common.
Yeah, but
it's a real
Augie, I
name.
think that's such a pet name. Like, here's my son Augie. Are you serious?
There's a
No, it's
what's
just Gus.
Have you seen the movie I Love You, Beth Cooper? I Love You, Beth Cooper.
No.
It's garbage, but the main character in it, his name is Augie.
So there's a lot to break down in what you just said. The fact that your dad, that your name possibly went from Augustus to Samuel.
Like the golf course.
Right. You Augustus National. Right. No, you do not give off Augustus vibes. The only Augustus that I've heard of in my entire life is from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
It's been forever since I've seen that movie.
So-
Also, FYI, I got to go
Oh,
Our guest
is our
our guest
special
is here?
delivery here?
the special deliveries here. 1 second.
Oh my goodness. We have a surprise for you guys. We're not going to tell you just yet what it is, but you'll find out soon enough. Something
I'm not excited.
No. We're not excited, but we need eyes. We need content. We need to go viral. And hopefully with this thing that we're about to do, it's going to send us to the moon.
Yep.
And sending us to going to the moon is very relative, but I think we can do it.
I do too.
I think if we make it disgusting enough.
Yep. All right, so let's move on so we
Yeah.
can get to this this special event we have.
Right. So we have mom spaghetti.
We do.
Knees weak, arms heavy. There's vomit on my sweater already. There's vomit on my shirt already, thinking about what we're going to be doing later. Can I kick it off, please?
Yeah, go for it.
So we kind of double dipped here with our mom spaghetti with the same event. Over the weekend, 4th of July, Nathan's hot dog eating contest. They don't only have a hot dog eating contest. They just brought in this year a lemonade chugging contest. And let me tell you, I saw something that baffled my eyes. A man named Eric Badlands Booker drank a gallon of lemonade. A gallon in
That's a lot of liquid.
37 seconds. 37 seconds.
I just hope it wasn't sour.
Well, that's the thing is like, first of all, I can't even think of chugging a gallon of anything, not even water.
No.
But the fact that lemonade is just a little bit tart, like it's sweet, but it's, also tart. Chugging that much in 37 seconds. Oh boy. And I consider myself.
He was also a big boy.
He is a big boy. But I consider myself a pretty decent chugger. That hopefully maybe you can attest to. You've seen me chug some things before.
You put down some Irish car bombs.
I have. So Eric Badlands Booker, he is a competitive eater, and he trains for competitions by trying to stretch his stomach and develop his jaw strength. And let me just tell you some of his accomplishments.
Okay.
Because they are something. So he ate 15 Qdoba burritos in 8 minutes.
Oh my God.
He ate 2 pounds of chocolate candy bars in 6 minutes. He ate 4 pounds of corned beef hash in a minute and 58 seconds. He ate, shout out to the Jews. Here we go. He ate 21 baseball-sized, half pound basically, matzo balls. Do you know what matzo balls are?
I don't know.
Essentially,
what that is.
it's like take like a cracker and make a dough out of it, make it super wet, and like kind of make this like kind of like a dumpling. It's essentially a Jewish like chicken noodle soup with a dumpling.
Yeah.
But they're they're big, they're hearty. He ate 21 of those in 5.5 minutes. And let's see what else. Yeah. So and then to conclude it, he chugged a gallon of lemonade in 37 seconds. That is a feat of accomplishment. He, that's America. That's America. It's just excess and speed and celebrating that. And shout out to Eric Badlands Booker.
Yeah.
You're the fucking man.
It's impressive. So my mom's spaghetti, the 4th of July is my favorite day of the year for multiple reasons. And one of them is, like you were saying, the Nathan's National Hot Dog Eating Competition. Because it is on July 4th every single year. We get to watch, without a question, the greatest athlete of our generation compete. I'm talking about the 14-time world hot dog eating champion, Joey motherfucking Chestnut.
Joey Jaws.
He ate 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Dude.
That is 7.6 hot dogs every single minute. And he broke his own record that he set last year of 75 hot dogs. And he said, you know what? Fuck that record. I'm going to one-up it.
It was 72 hot dogs.
Oh, it was 72?
No. He ate 75 last year.
Did he eat 75?
He ate 75 last year.
He ate 75, and he said, you know what? I can do better. After 14 years of pounding water slathered glizzies.
That's so disgusting.
He said, I'm going to eat one more dog and I'm going to eat one more bun. Now, granted, watching this competition, I want to puke because it's disgusting to watch people eat that fast. Mm-hmm. And thinking about the texture of the hot dogs when you soak it in water and then eating it, and like the buns, like, soggy bread.
He doesn't soak the hot dog. It's just the bun.
Okay, well, he soaks he soaks bread in water and then shoves it down his throat. It's disgusting. Yeah, but fuck Tom Brady, fuck LeBron. He has more titles than them combined.
He does.
So he is the greatest athlete of our generation. It's not even close. To fit 76 hot dogs into your body in 10 minutes is a feat of the human mind and the human body.
There was a period of time where I subscribed to this another competitive eater on YouTube. His name is Matt Stoney, and he also did the Nathan's. I think he did the Nathan's hot dogs. Those competitive eaters, I mean, they are on another level.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, essentially they're treating their stomach and their esophagus and all that like, you know, like an athlete, like a football player would treat their body. Like they're working it out, they're training it, and it's absolutely insane the things that they are able to do. I have a burger and fries, and I am in bed the next day regretting my decision. Joey Jaws, the Glizzy Gladiator, 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. That makes my ass itch.
Also, the amount of strategy to add one, like that means he's cutting down his times by like fractions of a second on every single hot dog.
Yeah.
And
I don't even think my jaw could physically chew that fast. Like when you eat fast.
He doesn't chew, he rips. Have you seen him?
he just fucking
He literally uses his teeth like a shredder.
It's so gross.
You could learn a thing. We could learn a thing or two from Joey Jaws Chestnut.
Here's the thing. I don't ever want to be able to eat 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
No.
It sounds like the worst heartburn you could possibly have in your entire life.
You would be bloated for days.
He throws up after though.
No, he's said in interviews that he doesn't.
He never throws up.
No, he said in an interview like last year that he does not pull trig.
Boy, oh boy.
I guess he probably couldn't though, because once you have that gag reflex, he'd be halfway done and his body would just make him throw up. Like he has to fight throwing up probably half the time.
Also, think about trying to throw up unchewed hot dogs.
Dude, that's actually like a serious hazard. Like,
yeah, you might like suffocate and die.
I could just see him like launching out of his throat, like in reverse.
Have you seen the movie Meet
crowd.
Dave?
What movie?
Meet Dave?
No.
Okay, it's Eddie Murphy, and they're aliens from outer space, and they create a robot that looks like a human, and it's Eddie Murphy. And then like the captain of this spaceship is also Eddie Murphy, and they enter him into a hot dog eating contest in the movie, and he's just shoving down hot dogs because he's a robot. And then he goes to the bathroom afterwards, and he's just shitting out straight hot dogs. And then in the stall next to him, this like old fat guy is like eating like reading the newspaper, and he goes, "Good Lord."
I hope that that Joey Chestnut has a bidet.
He's gonna need it.
I would be on the toilet for days, son.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But he's the greatest athlete of all time.
He also
No doubt.
somehow is still like maintains a normal weight.
I know. That's crazy. Because
He's not a big guy.
He doesn't just do the Nathans, I don't think. I think he does like year-round competitions. And the fact that he still has, I mean, he's not like in shape to say, but
It's not like he has a beer belly on.
No,
him,
he's
for
not,
a
like,
guy that
morbid.
ate 76 hot dogs. He's barely even bulging, and you're like, what the hell?
Think about the amount of calories. That's like a week worth of calories.
All right. In one sitting. That's crazy. How about we get on to most likely? And then we'll do a bathroom break, and then we'll have our special event. How about that?
God, you have a small bladder.
I really do. It's upsetting. Kick it off.
All right. Most likely. So me and Sherm both agree Suns are going to win the finals. So when the Suns win the finals, Who's going to win Finals MVP? Chris Paul opened as the betting favorite. Followed by Booker and then Giannis.
Right.
So who's going to win it?
So this is clearly it's a super speculatory question because it all depends on how each player plays.
Well, and they have to win the series.
Right. They have to win, and it all depends on performance. I think that, I'm predicting Suns in 5 or I would say Suns in 6. I'd say Suns in 6, probably Suns in 5, either one. But I want to see CP3 get the MVP. Because it's been a long time coming that he gets a ring. And I think that even if he plays okay or he plays pretty good, he doesn't even have to play elite. I think that they'll still give him the MVP just because it's CP3. He's been around a long time. He's one of the greatest point guards that has ever existed on planet Earth. I'm going to go with CP3 because I think that Devin Booker has a lot of time to win some finals MVPs.
Yeah, but you're saying no matter what, CP3 is going to win it? Like, what if Booker averages, 28, 30 a game?
No, right. That, I guess I'm kind of putting my bias out there. I want to see him win the MVP. But I guess if we're going most likely, based off performance, I guess it's Booker.
Yeah,
because the odds are that he's going to put up a better statistical game than CP3. And I guess if we're judging it just by statistics and not necessarily by leadership or by anything else, I guess then it's going to be Booker. I really, really want it to be CP3. I really, really do. Because he deserves it. He deserves a fucking ring. I think they're going to get it for sure. I want it to be CP3. Probably realistically, it's going to be Devin Booker. Just because he's able to score in bunches. He's mini Mamba. He's going to be a great player for a long time.
So the Suns are kind of blowing out the Bucks right now. It's 86-68, and Chris Paul has 27. He's 4 of 5 from 3, 10 of 15 from the floor with 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And Booker has 18 points. He's 0 of 4 from 3, 5 of 13 from the field. He's got 6 assists and 2 rebounds. So if we're just going off game one, right now the MVP of game one, Chris Paul.
Woo! Exciting stuff. All right.
With 2:17 left in the third, Suns up by 18.
Okay. Boy, oh boy. This is the time where we unveil our special event.
Yep.
Sam Tiller, who is most likely to win our hot dog eating competition?
It has to be you. Because I don't like to lose in anything, especially to you. But when we were in my hometown, Bend, Oregon, I saw you eat a pork belly BLT so incredibly fast and like a fucking savage that there's no way I'm going to beat you. You eat food so fast. It's disgusting to watch. So there's no way that I can beat you because I just cannot eat that fast.
Fair enough. I guess this is the time we should probably explain. So over the weekend, Sam and I took a trip to Bend, Oregon. Lots of alcohol was consumed, and an idea was sprung into my head. There should be a hot dog eating competition for the Backburners.
To celebrate the 4th of July.
To celebrate the 4th of July.
And also to demonstrate how insanely difficult it is to eat 7.6 hot dogs a minute.
Right. So this is how it's going to work. We're going to lead right into it. But I have to, my bladder's about to explode, but I'll explain it first. So we have 6 hot dogs apiece.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see how many we can eat in 1 minute. Now, the idea was to get
7.
To get 7, at least 7, to match up with Joey Chestnut's pace of 7 hot dogs per minute. Unfortunately, the way hot dogs are packaged, they don't come in 7s. They come in 6s. And I bought Nathan's hot dogs to stay authentic. And we want to give a shout out to our resident chef, Mistress LaRocca. If she's here, I don't know if she can hear us.
Yeah, she's here.
She's here.
Can she hop onto the microphone really quick?
Hi, boys.
Hi.
Please tell me you did not boil these.
I did not boil them.
Thank
Yay,
God.
because there was a huge debate on whether Chef LaRocca was going to boil hot dogs like we're a bunch of fucking hillbillies.
No, because that's how they do it for these kind of events.
Right, but
Yeah.
Nathan's hot dog competition is a boiled hot dog. Also, the standard New York cart hot dog that you buy
it sits in
is
water.
a boiled hot dog. And the longer it's sat in that water, the better. I will fight someone on this.
Sure. Yeah,
That
but
is
you
the way a
also-
hot dog is made.
But you also love eating what you call octopus soup, and that's basically macaroni with a hot dog on top, cut into like 8 legs with the top attached. So it's like an octopus.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what you have to say to that. That sounds awesome.
But it's like Kraft mac and cheese with like a ballpark hot dog. Like it's
Some of
not
the
good.
greatest mac and cheese there
All right,
is.
this is just getting personal now.
I know. So let's why don't you guys get everything kind of set up? I'm about to urinate in my pants.
Okay.
And I don't want to do that on air.
We'll just take a little break and we'll be right back.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
We can just cut it.
And we're back. So I'm looking down at a plate of 6 hot dogs.
They look delicious.
So we're gonna try and eat as many of these as we can in a minute. What are we doing?
Hopefully we don't chew too loud into the mic.
What are we fucking doing? That's
I don't know.
It's like your 6th episode, and you guys are really just going for it.
Yeah. Also, I just want to put the blame on you because this was your idea.
I was drinking at the time. You cannot put this on sober me, damn it. Okay, so fuck. All right, we're gonna try and eat as many hot dogs as we can in a minute.
I'm going to set the timer for 1:03 so we can have like a little countdown.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
No.
All right.
Let me just move. Let me get the mic out of the way.
God dang it. All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Let's get the garbage can over here. Just
It's just in case. All right. Sherm's got the garbage can in front of him.
I am ready to be a Glizzy Gladiator.
We're ready to go. We are basically Joey Chestnut 2 and 3.0. So, you're going 2 at once. All right. All right, we're going to get a countdown.
What are we doing?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
We're looking strong. Tiller is on. He is 3 hot dogs in. He's on his 3rd dog.
Are you fucking?
Sherman is onto his 3rd dog as well. Tiller's onto his 4th. Tiller's just shoving them down.
Sherm tried to go with the 2 dogs at once tactic, which didn't seem to work out for him the first time.
Oh, Sherm's going for it as well. Tiller is on his last hot dog.
No fucking way.
Sherman still has 3 left. Also, keep in mind, listeners, there are no buns. We are just doing the glizzies, raw glizzies. Well, they're cooked, but you know. Tiller's complete.
I am the winner. Let's go.
Wait, what was the time? Did you go through the whole?
done.
Oh, wow.
We're done.
All right, now you just have to do that 10 more times for 10 more minutes.
Plus another hot dog because I was
Plus
only
another
6.
hot dog
No way.
and the buns.
You beat me.
Yeah, I just ate 6 hot dogs in like 55 seconds.
God, we're gonna be bloated as shit. Holy.
Those hot dogs aren't that bad though.
No, they're pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude. You beat me. I totally expected to smoke you.
I will admit when I'm wrong, and for this one, I'm very, very glad that I was wrong.
God, I don't feel good.
I don't either. I was swallowing like quarters of hot dogs at one time because I was just biting and swallowing. It was disgusting.
I would also love to see we do this again, but instead of 6 hot dogs, you just have to eat 6 buns.
Oh, dude, that's like the saltine cracker challenge.
I know, like the bun has to be the worst part of the whole thing.
Right.
Well, that's why they dunk him in water, because I forget the name of the guy, but it wasn't Joey Chestnut. Like, before him, though, nobody was dunking the buns into water, and the record was like 12 because they just couldn't get the buns down. And then this guy comes along, starts dunking the buns in water, and he put down like 40, and everybody was like, holy shit, that's impressive.
Did you know there's rules about it?
Isn't it not even water? It's lemonade.
No.
I think it is lemonade.
It is
It is lemonade.
It is lemonade because it's Nathan's lemonade. It's
Right.
all part of the thing.
That's
You
why
get,
they did the lemonade chugging contest.
The hot dog can be separated, can be broken down into parts, but if only a portion of the hot dog is eaten, they must eat an equal part of the bun and vice versa. So if you eat half a dog, you have to eat half a bun.
And so that's like why they alternate, like shoving bun. And
Yeah,
hot dog
because otherwise you would just eat like 30 dogs and then try to eat 30 buns. But if you don't get to 30 buns, it was all a waste.
Right. That makes sense.
Ketchup and mustard is provided, but not mandatory. Wait, idiots putting ketchup and mustard on each one.
God.
But there's some rule about like you can only dump the bun in the water for a maximum of 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
God, dude.
Yeah,
There's
but
more
like
rules than I thought.
bread can soak up lemonade like.
And that's why they do
especially
like
like
the
squishy
vigorous
hot-
dunks.
Yeah, squishy hot dog buns. They go limp biscuit as soon as it touches any sort of moisture. Yeah, that's a telling sign. We should probably cut this shit.
That's what happens when you eat
God.
6 Glizzies in 55 seconds. The Backburners hot dog eating champ,
Glizzy
Sam
Gladiators!
Tiller, everybody,
Dude.
let's go.
We should have gotten a trophy or a belt or something. You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get a fiery hot shit
have
tomorrow as your
a
reward.
pup beer.
You get to use Sherman's bidet.
No, that's
yes.
not. Nope, didn't agree
Yes,
to it.
that's
Nope.
the prize.
That is absolutely not the prize. Anyways, with that horrible display of eating, this concludes this episode of the Backburners. Shout out to my co-host and Glizzy Gladiator, Captain America, and our producer Fabio, and our special chef, Mistress LaRocca. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Backburners Pod, and give us a listen on your favorite streaming service. We're The Backburners, and we're going to go throw up in the bathroom right now. See ya!
Thanks.